Okay, I don't know who's around, and quite frankly, I'm not bothered. I thought I'd pop on and see how everybody is. So we'll just wait for some people to join and see if anybody's with us this evening. But we're just going to be sat here on our own for the next few minutes. See what's going to happen. Because I think notifications are quite dodgy as well. Right, there we are. So that's working. Let me mute that. Hello, Speaking the Truth Media Live. You're around. Just ping me Discord. There we go. Yeah, I'm back to you. Who else is around during these dark hours on a dark, dingy night? I wonder. And it's just a little bit of a chat because I can't be asked to do very much else. Nah, he's well done. Actually, that was sorted a good couple of days ago, and it turns out he was in the wrong. But there's life. But yeah, it's all perfectly fine, mind. So we've got anybody else on. Let's keep this going for a little bit. What plans have I got? None. Do I ever? No. Stopped planning years ago. Cleaning this has been an absolute failure. Hello, Tom. Hey, Ben. Like I said at the start, it's not really much of a stream, but I just thought I'd pop on and see how everybody's going. That I've not yet spoken to on the community page. I don't know if DP's online. I doubt it. Yeah, it's about an hour and 11 until the new year. We won't be on that long. Hello, Sam. Hey, Josh. Hey, Reese and Jacob. Will it speak? And I wouldn't say that just yet. We've not made it into this one. I say don't plan and it won't end well. Am I? Oh, what's going to happen to me? Do you know something I don't? Because that'd be fun. Actually, it won't be fun, will it? Tell a lie. Of course it will. Sort of open anyway. Oh, I don't know what that was about. Well, thank God for that speaking. Hello, Connor. Yeah, it's supposed to have been serviced this month, but pushed back due to guard action when they're remaining. Yeah, most of the reasons behind the northern delay is nationalised failing with the fizzy knitting for Blackpool and now Bolton. Blackpool and the Bolton corridor's really thrown it behind. Hello, Michael. But it'll probably go further behind anyway. They've not even got any guards trained on the 195s and 331s yet, which should have been in service now. That's so far behind the other that they won't be in until at least June. Or, of course, if the strikes keep going, it'll be next December. And they're finally introduced. But it's not the operator delaying them, it's the crew not intending to do so. Exactly, Joshua. If they don't give up and actually listen to what's being said instead of speaking a load of gobshite, then all the stock would be in and there'd be no industrial whatsoever. That's why there's a petition in the description below. Sign it. No. No, Mike. We had a bit of a snap fest earlier anyway, so... Oh, will you fuck off, Oliver Steinmetz, for fuck's sake. I know, the 701s are do trains, nor the new stock do trains. The next time I go to Peterborough or Retford, I don't know. I can't be asked to plan these things. Oh well, there's about 19 a yon. That's better than nothing. Yeah, Steinmetz left. There'd be no terrorism in the world either. Could they start the troublemakers? Yeah, but then they try and strike over that, wouldn't they? You can't win. Of course they need to be fired, because they're the ones causing the bloody problems. Nay, might be though, Connor. Hello, Richard. If Bannon comes into that, I know I'm going to fucking slip his name. I can see that coming. Yeah, they'd all be cancelled after 5 o'clock. Yeah, but even then, though, speaking the truth, the EMT service is absolutely terrible. Long distance and short distance gets all the carriages available. Hello, Twinkleman. Yeah, I know the last version was out at 7 at Liverpool. And of course, that was diverted via Warrington. No, yeah, via Warrington. Detention they work at South Parkway. And it's all East Midlands via Newton Le Willows and Virgin Trains West Coast via Warrington Bank Quay. Well, on that, Michael, then why aren't all the other stations, such as Gainsborough and Saxby, around by Northern? Who serves them more? Northern, obviously. Hello, Robert November. But like I said, I just thought I'd pop on, see who's available and all that stuff. The show basically not gone anywhere after an issue till the day. Yeah, Northern were doing a moderate service before the RMT got in. That's when I went to Sheffield. I haven't been back there since April. Because there's no service to do it with. Or that. And it's terrible as a result anyway. All the fuss is about is transferring door control. And how can that be less safe? Can't. If anything, you out the train quicker, you might make your connection. In the case of Jeff and Vicky over at Newton Abbot, they missed their connection because the doors weren't opened quickly enough on their arriving service. That's the only problem they had, which shows true colours. Yeah, not just that, speaking the truth, but Network Rail nationalised, and there's apparently an incident in Manchester, Victoria earlier this evening. It was either a shooting or a points failure. I can't figure out exactly what it was. There's two different stories. Mind you, there's about 20 different stories for everything anyway, so... Yeah, I've heard a mix of them. Could be stabbing, could be point at anything. Then I'm hearing it was from the tram stop, but then points failure at the rail station as well. I don't get it. Yeah, exactly, Joshua. Considering you were sat at a platform for 3 minutes before the door opened, that speaks miles. Yeah, the thing there, the Roblox game, the Pacers will be off the line as soon as the Industrial's finished. Because it's that that's delaying getting rid. Hello, Diesel Dude. But imagine if David did pop in. I think he's probably long gone off. Most people probably have anyway. And Mike, when you got time, check DMs. That is exactly right, Roblox Gamer. You slow it, the nail on the head, while picking up the hammer. What did you use? A spoon? Maybe, speaking the truth, he's probably singing Auld Lang Syne. I think it's a New Year one. For some reason it fell into a Christmas album this year. I don't get it. But the thing there, though, TL trains, we've got driver only through the Govio operators. It works perfectly fine. Got it on Greater Anglia, out of London, perfectly fine. South Eastern, most of it, works fine if you ain't got someone who wants to evacuate because the train's been sat there for a minute. Otherwise, it works perfectly fine. So I don't get it. Hello, Otis. But yeah, it works fine, so what's the fucking problem? It's safe enough, innit? If anything, it's safer than what we have now. Because I commonly see posted around all these social sites and that, there's been drivers and guards on the trains who have been drugged up to the eyeballs. Apparently that's extremely safe. Oh, fucking grow up here. If one of my mods is on, they'll pop the Discord link in the chat. It's a strange world, I tell you. And you say that just gets stranger and stranger anyway, so... there we are. Other people try to jump to conclusions the other day where I quit for a few days and still essentially on leave now. I wonder if they thought that one random video means I'm permanently back. Oh, fucking grow up. I could be dead tomorrow. Would it mean I'm permanently back? No. What do I get for that? nothing worth talking about, to be honest. What about you? Like, if we're going to pose questions, at least we can do is throw it back. Yeah, that's the thing there, Roblox gamers. Because of the RMT, Northern's 700 service limit is dropping even lower. So I'm hearing if it goes on through at least March, it'll be a 450 trains that day. They're literally running them into the ground for the sake of it. If you want all my links, check my about section. If you want a comment daily or every so often, check community tab. I post every now and again, regardless of video. Did a birthday show earlier. Hey Joshua. Quiet times. It's nice. It ain't Northern that's actually putting themselves down though, that's the thing. They have no control of what the government said and what's being fought against. Now, on the social team get all the stick and they basically know as much as a passenger. Because they are just a passenger. So therefore, would they be expected to know any more than we do? I can't have access to most station systems, yes, but that's like the exact same that the social team would have any access to. So we're all in the same boat. And they shouldn't get the stick because of the union being a couple of assholes. Isn't it just not morally right, is it? It's like blaming a horse for a pigeon being shot. Sounds stupid. Is stupid. Oh god, that awkward Facebook post shortly, haven't I? And regret it instantly. Not exactly Roblox Gamer, they don't shorten the services. They've got about between 50 and 60 set of carriages out in urgent maintenance due to wheel damage from leaf fall. So strengthen what they can. If it means you get a single unit, you get a single unit. That's maintenance for you. It's not, again, it's not the fault of the social team, is it? What are they supposed to bloody do? Like sometimes you could go to Sheffield on a strike day, see 12 carriages lying around. Other days you could go and see 5 lying around. And the 5 would be after leaf fall season because of damaged wheels. What do you think, Casper? Is Casper still on the Barton line or has that already gone home? I know it was up there yesterday. The Norwich train wouldn't divide from one. Yeah, it does that. No wonder they wanted to split the operators next year. That's what we saw over the Christmas period, was a split run between Liverpool and Nottingham and Norwich. That worked alright. Yeah, I think so. The Western were on strike earlier today. And what have they got to worry about? Their trains are due ready anyway. I honestly thought the 707s were due. Which they probably are. I was working on ATOS yet. I might need to update the database. I'm most just waiting on Waterloo and that, to be honest with you. I know we know that Portsmouth and South East gone over. Not sure about Portsmouth Harbour. What else has gone? Shepperton was the first to go over. And Court's gone over. Thames Ditton's gone over. Isleworth and that's gone over. The Kingston Loop's gone over. Richmond Loop's gone over. Just on that point though, Michael, when I was last at Saxelby, one of the strike trains had 3 revenue inspectors. What, were they all working together? Were they all newbies or something? You'd never see a guard on the train, but 3 revenue inspectors. Where the fuck did they all come from? Did they just come off strike or something? Well, the problem on strike days is when there's essentially more stock available, isn't there? Because there's less services to go around. Which, in a way, makes more sense. And you're not having to strengthen what's not running, which leaves the stock available. Like the Sheffield Halls these days can be anything between 1 and 2 carriages. Usually, they're bumped up to 4 on a strike day because there's stock available. Otherwise, they'd be 1 and 2. Then, of course, is the weird East Midlands mix out of Nottingham. I think it's like the next one, the 23-20 derby can have anything between 2 and 7 carriages. And that you'll never know. I'll just check what tonight's is, because I can access the database. Right, I've got no record of it. I know 23-10 Leicester's got 2 carriages, no idea on Derby. That could be 15 for what we bloody know. It won't fit in the station. Yeah, just on that low comment, are your 707s due or not? Didn't pay much attention to the videos I watched of Acapella Rachel doing the onboard stuff. Oh, for God's sake. It's not the worst, but like, yeah. If you want to super chat, you can do the buttons just below your name on the comment section. They're guarded. 700s aren't, they work perfectly fine, but there we are. Like, I'll be perfectly honest, like I always am. The journey I got between Ely and Cambridge with Odegaard felt a lot safer than with a guard. I don't know why. Maybe it's because I've witnessed guard assaults in the past. I don't know. The past is the past. It shapes the future. Don't fuck about with it. Yeah, that's the thing, Connor. I've read deeply into it. And so the Western Railway have stated clearly there'll be a guard on the service unless there's a sick call and there's no others available. How clear do you need it? If there's one booked to run the train, yes, they'll be on it. If they're not available, say ill, they won't be on it. They'll swoop round the whole station team, see if there's any more available, and then send it out without. That's the only circumstance the train will go without. And it'll still run. Better than pulling it and cramming like... What should we got? How long's a 707? It's 5 cars, isn't it? I'll shoot that as a random one. So say you've got 30 carriages worth of people from cancelled trains due to no guard, got to shove more than the next 5 or 10. Wouldn't work. Whereas, if they did what they planned to do, roster a guard in, book them down for it, but they're unavailable, that 30 carriage spread you then had, which would have been cancelled, have all gone on the train anyway. You wouldn't overcrowd a station, plus passengers to get when they need to be on time. Give or take nationalised failings. But it would work perfectly fine. If you go in, good night. Yeah, that's exactly how it's been explained by South Western Railway during management talks as well. No, Northern's practically promised the same thing, but in even further detail. Yeah, if you go in, off you go. What Northern's proposed is the same as Merseyrail, keep until end of franchise. Which, how clear do you even need that? They'll be with the operator till 2024, where it's then handed back. the current management will have no control over after the franchise ends. So why they're fighting now, about 8 years in advance, is beyond me. We could have another war before and we're all killed. Yeah, regardless of emergency alarms, O'Connor, guard or driver only, they've got to check every single carriage to see which one was pulled. That in itself, with driver or with guard, can take up to 15 minutes. They have job security, like Zelda. They have everything, and they're saying they don't want it, basically. Operator said they're having it, blah de blah. Unions saying no. We're not letting you have it. Fight for it. Which is how it seems to the public eye. I know it seems through management eyes. Which then, when they complain no progress has been made, it's because common sense isn't in the room. And of course it's unnecessary drama, that's the idea, isn't it? The idea is to cause as much disruption as possible for as many passengers as possible, making the impact take passengers off the railway. Again, at least that's how it comes across through management talks as well. Latest statement I've heard from South Western was the rostering that there will be a booked other person, e.g. guard, on every train unless emergency circumstance such as illness and elder availability. Which is perfectly fine. Guard or not, train runs, everybody's happy. So why is Union trying to pull that? I'd say it's safe enough. Yeah, we spoke to him about it. We did, James. I spoke to your father about that. And at the time, he was on a different mindset, but he did say it was a bit far-fetched. And what was being placed in front of the Union was the correct go forward. So yeah, regardless of any oath or not, your father regards spoke in other sense. To buy without ticket birds or machines, you'd have revenue on board, wouldn't you? Well, that and a guard, but if there's no guard on the service, that would be your only freebie. Is all I can think of. It's a bit like the buses. I care if they're 15, 20 late starting off, fuck it, get on, off we go. Simple as. That's probably how it would transfer onto the trains if in that emergency circumstance, just to get the train gone. Over that, or chuck revenue inspector on. They won't. Problem solved before it started. Is it really that bad? Yes, Spittle sidings, that's where the 700s are stored at Peterborough. The rest of the stock, the Electra Stars and the 365s are over in Neen. Don't know how many Great Northern I've left though. Yeah, it's a pitch black screen, which is all you're going to get because it wants to face towards me and I don't want it to. That way, please. There we go. There we go. Let's do that again. Face you downwards. Well, I'll say downwards with it facing up. Oh, we're 23:15. Oh, Chuck is off shortly anyway. Yeah, they'd literally chucked everywhere, James. I know there's some at Northampton, There's some at Peterborough. You said there's a pair at Crewe, and the rest are in Scotland. They're just chucked all over because Great Northern Thamesmen have way too much stock now. Now, the 700s come in 8 and 12 formation only. The 365s came in 4 and 8. Came default in 4. So, there you go. They don't got too much stock. They're just having to put it all around the bloody network to whatever can be used as spares. I don't know how they'd use the ones from Crewe or Northampton, though. Who are in there be trained on them? Would London North Western want them in emergency? Truck out 319s off the Abbey line? Is that unreliable? I know there's 5 at Crewe. I think there's about 4 or 6 3-stars over near Northampton. Well, the only issue there, Link, the majority of the Northern-owned network isn't electrified, is it? It won't really work. That's why the 170s were on the Arrogant Loop for a while, which are now on to, I think, Leeds, Manchester. And you got the 155 heading from Hull to York via Sherburn and Elmet. Yeah, you got your 717s over at Dollans Moor. Is that where they're storing the training ones as well or not? Because they should be in service now. Last I heard, one was in service a few days ago. Yeah, electrification can take a while. That's why I think it's literally Paddington to Bristol Parkway now. And Temple Meads. But that's how far they got because it takes ages. And it couldn't go any quicker. I think we saw on Paddington to even put one of the pylons up, it's a good hour or so. It takes 15 men and 3 to watch out the line, 5 to stare at the watches to make sure they're in time, and 2 to show it's falling over. Good Lord. That's how many would it take to change a light bulb? 5. 2 to hold ladder, 1 to twist it around, and 3 to stare if they're doing it in time. Don't think they had to though, James. I think it was part of station renovation. And that has to occur. That's why, like, Nottingham got a new concourse after re-signalling. Yeah, Midland Main, I think, still only London to Bedford at the minute. It's electrified. I think they were working up to Wellingborough. All I know is they're replacing a bridge still. I don't think a period of electrification wouldn't happen, no, because there's not enough clearance through the footbridge. Or footbridges. They're a bit too low, according to the local team. At least half a metre too low. Well, I do think it's a bit much you want in the mall trains. Whether it's for your Network South East group or not, it's a bit much. A few's fine, but I'd have thought the lot's a bit much to ask. It's like, for example, if Northern turn around to ScotRail once they get the next batch of units, turning around and saying, can we have all your stock? It's a bit much. Yeah, original or not, that's not really the point, is it? Because then it'll land in the greed court and all that. You know how well that goes down. It's like these reserve rail lines, most of them are gone because no one said they wanted them. British Rail should stick to Oldham Southery. Barden and Woodall, there we go. That was nationalised closures. Wasn't even Beeching. I think that was just before or after Beeching because that's not mentioned in the articles I've read. Mind you, all rail failings come out of our pocket anyway. But yeah, I think then there's reservation order down for 142-1, isn't there, for the National Rail Museum over at York. I think at least one's reserved. I don't know what they're doing 144012 though. I think that might as well go in the museum as well. Maybe even send it into the one at Sheldon, if that's got any space, and then vary it out. Yeah, I get you, Connor. Hey, Joseph. Well, we're on 35 minutes. I'll throw you shortly anyway. Nationalisation would not benefit the railway because it's nationalised now. Well, I say that, the infrastructure is. And Christ, the day that that's reliable is the day we'll pay for service. Yeah, the mug's in the kitchen, I think, James. Yeah, nationalisation is the reason why there's less lines around now, for a start. And two, why signalling problem, points failures, and all that crop up daily. The nationalisation was to blame for the great long outage at Retford last year. It was near enough every single week the wires were down at Grove Road. That was almost weekly nationalised. They've had to redo them again since, of course they have. They're working their way up to Grantham now, doing that up to Peterborough. Wire resilience or other. The only thing there, true, is if the 158s are only temporary until we get the 195s in, but they're not even routed down at the minute. The 170s aren't, because the Lions were altered slightly at Lincoln Central, meaning there's now no clearance for a 170, otherwise they'd have come down to us. Then they've gone on Lincoln Leeds, Leeds Nottingham, Nottingham Leeds, which is why they were originally route trained between Sheffield and Nottingham. That was the idea, was to throw them around. But then they were thrown on the Harrogate Loop line, and now I think they've only just made Manchester. Like I know once I saw a picture recently, cross country had to send a 2-car 170 to cover for a Voyager. So 170 is up in Manchester Piccadilly, but it's then on the sake of the northern ones is getting through a tunnel or something near Atherton and through to Wigan. I don't think there's tunnel clearance. Yeah, they're route training around the area wash, and then just taking down Harrogate. It's because of routing up here and gauging issues, they can't shove them on the Nottingham Leeds. Otherwise it's awkward to swap out to Sheffield for the Lincoln runs. Then it changed from like platform 6 to platform 1. It terminates and then comes out the depot. That works for nobody. How big's the track change? A fair bit. Because way in the old infrastructure, way back when, you used to have platform 8 active, which is now just sat there rotting. But now, there's no way to even reopen it, because the track gauge is then way too narrow between the current 5 and it. Which then also causes a problem for the 170s on platform 5's curve, because that's sharp. That's why it's got the guardrail for the Pacers. They don't topple over because the corner's so sharp. Now, brick line's closed by the RMT. I've tried to push for a service or at least a taxi every couple of hours, not following timetable, just to get something running there. They won't let it through. Yeah, I said I'd fund it myself for a week just to chuck something there. They wouldn't have it. The 158s do struggle. You remember the 158 that apparently had fleas? I think that was 158.870. That was in and out of service, weeks on end. Mind you, that just comes straight over from ScotRail. Did it have a clean before? And yeah, it was 871 then, wasn't it? It was one of them. I know I've seen the other bit, never seen that one. That, and I probably wouldn't trust it. But it wouldn't be the first time a train's got fleas. So with that, they stink of shit. because someone then wiped it round the inside of the bowl. Let's not go there. And then the loo door that won't close. Yeah, the nerve 872, I think, through to 878. Yeah, I remember your single unit between Lincoln and Nottingham. That happens more regularly now, Michael. That's even more regular. The operator's not trying whatsoever. 7 origin on the market. Didn't even bother to list short platforms between Nottingham and Newark. Didn't even bother. Yeah, if it's Barrow, Sarby, Syson, they'll do it. If it's Carlton, Loudon, Newark, they won't bother. Why? I don't know. Because the terminating infliction of the files would be there. That had all been done in one swoop originally. Because Nottingham has more of the older system, or so to speak. Manchester has the oldest over at Piccadilly. Because it was Manchester, Piccadilly and Leeds, which were the first with the ATOS system, way in 2002. I think Piccadilly came along in 2003. Yeah, like I said, Joe, the issue with Northern's lines isn't the operator themselves. They're restricted because some ponce in the party decided to throw a spanner in a spoon mix. Yeah, Newark Castle on the way to Lincoln Central's 4, to Nottingham is 3. So it's 3 standard anyway, because then originally it can overland to the 7 and 5 stop, because then the cab door's off the platform, but the main carriage door isn't. I know Windermere had to use West Coast Dock for a short time. That wasn't even a paid run, so that wasn't even profitable. Under it was cut off, but I think that was due to a crew shortage. Which again, the operator can't help themselves. If like they say, we'd like you to work these days, and then the staff say no, you're back to square one again. You can't make them. You push them off, they call strike. Which again throws you back in square one. It's just a losing battle. It's that battle ships with no bloody ships. It'll never end anyway. And if they use West Coast stock on a fair couple of the northern random lines as a result they're industrial, they won't fit anywhere. Robin Hood line, yeah, that's been iffy as well. Before the Christmas break, it was often single carriages on workshops, but not on Mansfields. Go figure. And that was literally, what, a month ago now. They trimmed them carriages right the way down. And now they've got an issue dry train between 4 o'clock and midnight 100 hours. They off you go, Michael. I'll catch you tomorrow. Yeah, I'd take the tram train for a ride, but I've got nowhere getting to Sheffield unless I could buy Nottingham. Cost me an extra couple of quid. Or via Doncaster. And then get Transpennine in. It's all an unnecessary faff. Go from £30 to 40 to 50. Just for the sake of actually getting a place. It's ridiculous. That's how it has to be, I suppose. Robin Hood is it in this? But the busy services are usually the ones that get the chop. 1,200 hours, Connor. Actually, whilst I'll just check the wiki that I'm on, see if any further southwestern stations are gone. No, I don't think so. Where are we? Here we are. Right, so what we've got is Addleston's gone over, Andover's gone over. Barnes has gone over. Barnes Bridge might have gone over. We don't know. Bookham's gone over. Brentford, Byfleet and Newark, Chertsey, Chiswick, Claygate, Datchet, Esher, Ewell West, Farnham, Feltham, Fulwell, Hampton Court, Aylesmere, Horsley, Hounslow, Isleworth, Cewbridge, Kingston, Liphook, North Sheen, Oxshott, Portsmouth and Southsea, Shepperton, St Margaret's, Sunbury, Syon Lane, Teddington, Thames Ditton, Twickenham, Upper Holyford, Wanborough, Windsor and Eton, and Wokingham and Raysbury is the current South Western list that's gone over to the other system. Birmingham Moor Street, I've not heard anything on that. They might just do on Celia. I know you're Wokingham, that's how I got the database updated. Birmingham Moor, yeah, still currently Phil and Celia apparently. Dorridge, of course, has kept the ATOS installation from London Midland way back, so Solihull. Then, of course, we jump back to way in the day. Julie Berry apparently used to voice over Nottingham. Don't know what she voiced, and I've not found anything to match it, but it's on this page. Yeah, I know Eurostar used Celia Drummond at Ashford and St Pancras. Probably also Ebbsfleet. I don't know, because I think some Eurostars call it Ebbsfleet. I don't know if they announce it. The announcer for Works Upstream, that's Celia, I think. I haven't been back since they painted it in sick. Easy enough to get to, yeah, but I'm not going to a station that looks like something that's going to come back out at you again. So I've not covered there in a couple of years now. I haven't been back to Meadowhall because the system isn't working properly. All you're currently going to get there at the minute is non-stop delay cancellation. No next to arrive. Whereas at Rotherham Central, you're going to get the trams, and that's it. So you might as well just get to bloody Rotherham Parkgate. And get yourself a shot there, Celia. I know Celia's used at Parkgate, yeah. On that, that's a thought. At Parkgate, do they use the older recording or a newer recording for Rotherham Central at Parkgate? Like, I've not had a chance to nip down yet, so I wouldn't know. Is it an older copy of Rotherham Central, or have they sliced all that together brand new? Just with, like, old 90s other bits. Yeah, it's good to like it'll be closed again between by either March or next Christmas. So that's worked previously. It's either been March or November. This year was November, so it might easily be next March. Even though currently it was January and March. You know, talk about inexperience and insafety. They're going to leave the cab doors open. What do they expect to happen? You could lock up the brakes. Safety gone fucking mad. But oh well. The last train at Nottingham is the 0110 to Derby. How many carriages has he got? Is he in Iris yet? 7. So that's Meridian. Rachel's at Sandwich. So she'll read it as St. Pancras International. Yeah, I know at Parkgate it's a bit of a mix, because originally Rotherham Central didn't have a platform listed for the Supertram platforms. The only incident in Manchester, Kate, was your visit. The same for Swindon. I'm sure Rachel probably calls it St. Pancras. Let's see if I can find the, where are we? Southeastern set on this page. No, that's too far. Where are we? Kingham? No. Ah, feck, where is it? That's Northern. ScotRail, Southwest. Oh, for fuck's sake. There we are. And I see it. Ashford's. Right, Aylesford's apparently Rachel. Crowhurst. Cuxton. Folkestone West. Frant. Halling. Maidstone Barracks. New Hythe. Stonegate. And Stonegate. Hello, Shane. We didn't even get a lesson from the conductors, to be honest. What's the Southeastern man? You mean... Oh, official name Rob, listed as Mike. Spoke to a team at London Bridge about that. The apparent Mike is actually a Rob. Fuck, another fucking Rob. The TransPennine one was bad enough. He was never ending. Literally. I was spoke like he was about to be shot with a fucking bullet. Or it just didn't end. So some you okay. Yeah, all we know is the tram train's a little bit dodgy anyway. Twice we've had the tram trains incidents at Woodburn Road, both due to a large vehicle passing a red light. That one you can't blame on the rail company. I say rail company, you can't blame that one on Stagecoach. If it was a large arse lorry, then what are they to blame? They can't stop like a fucking rocket's up their arse. It probably were, Shane, I don't know. But though we can tell that Govier's Matt was getting quite bored. Because the way he reads approximately sounds very slightly odd. I'll see if I've got any copies. Actually, I ain't got any copies saved, have I? Yeah, Nottingham trams work alright. They don't hit very much unless it's parked on the side of the road. I know there was recently, I say recently, I'm lying there, it was a few months back, a lorry reversed into a moving tram. Mind you, of course, you couldn't blame the tram op because sorry. So you can't even blame that on a do service because the tram operator is not responsible for road vehicles. Which is completely correct. Yeah, the Nottingham trams are driver only. How did you find that, Shane? Do trams, do buses, all works perfectly fine. If there's a fire on the bus, run like hell, jump out the fucking window. Yeah, 202 and 204 are in damage. I think they'll be in repair at Nunna or wherever the repair depot is. I think 399202 was actually named as well. I read up about that, but I don't remember what the fucking name was. I think it might have been something to do with the tram link through Rotherham. Yeah, Theo, that was it. Well, I think we'll pull off shortly. If you want me in your streamer, Kent and Richard, you can drop me a line as soon as I've finished. I'll probably be up for the next half hour or so anyway. I've woken up before it work, so no point in going to bed. But there we are. Yeah. Most operators are nationalised these days, Link. Does it work? Not really. We can do? No. Just pay for it is all we can really do. Mind you there, though, the NET at Nottingham has got themselves quite well with it. Because there they do a special event ticket for half the price of their day rider. So there we go. I think their day rider's about £4.40 on the NET, but an event ticket's £2.30 when I last checked. And that's cheap. Because you're going somewhere, you're going to pay less. Especially if it's a sponsored event. But there we are. That's how life works, apparently. Pay less if it's an important event. Than normal do. Such as I think Nottingham Pride was full price. Then yeah, don't really bother anybody. We'll be included in the spread, don't you have to check out the Biddy TV for that. We'll still sing Auld Lang Syne in patronisingly terrible voices. Christ. Get a school choir down if they're still up. They do a better job. I was in one once. I left 2 weeks after joining, just kept getting my arse pinched by the lad behind. But that was the end of that. I took up golf afterwards. That didn't last long either. Actually, that's a thought. I was thinking of doing a school-related video sometime in the future, but would anyone benefit from my experiences? I never travelled free on the NET. Mind you, and never been ticket checked either. If it all goes back into tram maintenance, so what's the problem? And if you've not seen yet, there was an evacuation video from the NET a little while ago, where a tram had its brakes locked not far from the stop. So then, driver rang through to control, who passed back to evacuate them safely, walking next to the tram up to the tram stop to await a replacement. That went perfectly fine. I think they was on the platform no later than about 10-15 minutes later. And none of it because they were evacuated from the left-hand door. Directly onto the grass next to them, next to the wall. I don't know what stop it was. I think it was probably Wilford. I think it was probably Wilford Village. I know it was that. It was one of the Totem ones, I think, heading off to Hucknall. Yeah, probably. Yeah, shit BBC. Never mind. That's life. It's all terrible. How long's this stream on? An hour. Right, I'll chuck these off shortly. If you want to catch me, you got me messenger links and that in the about section. Or you can catch me on the community page sometime tomorrow. If I post anything. I might do a post some random things anyway. If I chuck a post out in about 14 minutes. If you've not seen the community page yet, then you're also missing out, aren't you? Because on that community page, I shared a full story about the recent incident and complete my side. You can find that there. Also updated the channel description as well, even though, like I say, in it, one part seems really stupid, but if that's how we have to keep going forward, then that's how I have to keep going forward. Then nobody can lose. Yeah, I might do is drop off shortly and into a group call, see who's available. Oh, Will's uploading. Was that an old notification? Yeah, I'll see shortly when I text across to him anyway. But I think we're all getting quite bored. So thank you for joining me this evening. It's not been much, but it's been better than nothing. And now we're so really close to this, don't I? But yeah. We might see you tomorrow, we might see you on the community page, we might see you somewhere in the week. I don't know so much. Channel's still currently temporary out, but that's how we leave along. The end screen should be on here now if I put it on. So thank you for joining us. We'll see you next year.